Hey folks, welcome to Butt Fabrics. Hope you're all well. In today's video, I'm going to give you as in-depth a strategy as I can to buy cheap Lego on Amazon. I'll attempt to keep it as brief as possible as I hate videos that waste your time, but there's a lot to cover, so bear with me. In the first part of the video, I'll explain how Amazon price Lego and how to know when you've got a bargain and how the Amazon algorithm works. The second part is my strategy for getting you the sets you want for the right price and when to buy them. The third part is all about what third-party sites you can use to track prices and how to get great coupon discount deals as well, using things like Honey, Camel and Price Tracker to get yourself some absolute bargains. Amazon is a fact of life for the world, and you can complain about it killing the high street and ruining the economy and jobs, which it certainly could be argued, but I'm not going to get into that, and that's not why you're here. You shouldn't feel bad about shopping on Amazon, and I want you to save money, and Amazon is a good way of doing it, so sorry, but not sorry. Now, firstly, I'll explain how I know so much about this, and I'd also like to give a shout out to anyone new to my channel. If you want to get more money saving tips for Lego and simple cool mocks, then subscribe now and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a thing. So why do I feel I'm qualified to give you any advice? Well, I've been buying Lego since 2009 and I really started heavily collecting and spending from 2012 onwards. Since then I've spent thousands of pounds on Lego, from second hand to brand new sets, but in that time I have bought an enormous amount from Amazon. In that time we also owned our own business and we bought a huge variety of sets and parts for Butterfly Cafe, which was our play cafe, in which we had lots of Lego sets on display and suspended from the ceiling. We had drawers of Lego in various tables in the cafe, and we had a broad range of parts for our weekly Lego club in storage. To feed the supply, we bought from a variety of other sources, but for new sets, I buy a lot of them from Amazon, and I never ever pay full price. Never. Yes, there are loads of other ways to get cheap Lego on eBay and Bricklink, things like that, and they're good for retired sets in particular, but we are here to talk about Amazon specifically, and in particular how to buy cheap sets that are still relatively new. So on Amazon there are certain sets which just barely come down in price, like the modular buildings. These sets are sometimes better to buy in the Lego store, where you can get VIP points and you can save them up. I buy the new modular in January every year and I use my saved VIP points discounts at this time. I only use it for this. I also buy Pick a Brick in the Lego store, but for any other set I go elsewhere. If you see any Lego set with 20% off at any time, then it's actually quite good, as that's essentially the tax you're not paying. Lego Group's percentage is 45% on most sets, and their actual profit is around 25%. So keep that in mind when we talk about Amazon prices, and don't feel bad about getting a bargain. It's not at the Lego Group's expense, it's from Amazon's. So they use a very complex algorithm system to make millions of price changes every hour all over the world. I've even seen some Lego sets get 3 price changes in one day. New sets or high demand sets like the new Mandalorian AT-ST will maintain their price and barely ever drop down whilst the demand is high. If Amazon keeps getting huge search requests and page views for sets like these, then prices will stay high for longer, especially if those page views result in sales. The algorithm is constantly checking the price at all its competitors. Here in Scotland, its biggest online competition is actually Argos, and for sets under £50, it's Tesco Supermarket. In the US, it's Walmart and Target. Amazon will regularly undercut these retailers whenever there's a discount on offer, but actually what Amazon also do is time its price drops perfectly and then raise the price again. This makes people who miss out wait for the discount again rather than go to a shop like Argos. Amazon still gets the sale in the end. This all gets overridden at times when LEGO give the go-ahead for sales to commence. It's a little known fact that LEGO will not allow certain discounts on certain ranges, and there are actually penalties to retailers who don't follow these rules. It's usually time limited as well, and to make a level playing field, all new sets, they have a 4 to 6 week period of being sold only at full whack everywhere. Then you'll see them at a small percentage off, and during its product run, LEGO will allow other discretionary discounts. Believe it or not, the two most popular themes and profitable themes are LEGO City and LEGO Friends. These themes get regular discounts because there's such an enormous volume of sets produced, and they're usually cheaper sets, so the margins are quite good. And these themes get new sets 2 or 3 times a year, usually in January, June and August. It depends on where you are in the world, though as release dates change. Keep this in mind if you buy these themes, as these are the prime time periods to buy from Amazon, as they will often offer discounts of between 20 to 30% on lots of these older sets. But with very popular themes or sought after collector sets, or even sets like the ATST that I was saying earlier, they don't drop much, like 5 to 7 or even 12% every now and then, so it's not worth biting until certain times, which we'll talk about in a minute. Time limited themes like movie sets, like the recent Trolls ones, where interest drops once the movie is out and then the DVD is out, they will get big discounts. Some of these themes don't do very well, and they're a bit of a punt for some of the retailers, and Amazon, just like other retailers, is desperate to get rid of its stock when this happens, so you're seeing sometimes 36 to 40% discounts on lots of these sets, and that's a great deal. Another important thing, of course, is retiring sets. Around a year after release, for many LEGO City and LEGO Friends sets, LEGO will retire them. They will be delisted from their own website, and you won't be able to get them in the LEGO store either. They'll give the confirmation to the likes of Amazon and its other retail partners that they can give heavy discounts. On Amazon, this can be an amazing time. Some sets can be more than 50% off at times, but the average is around 36 to 40%, and you should definitely try to get these sets for that kind of discount. Now, part 2 is my strategy for getting the sets you want for the right price and when to buy them. What kind of LEGO fan are you? Are you buying for your kids as presents or Christmas? Are you a collector who maybe doesn't build sets, or an adult fan? Either way, you should want to save money, as you can still have the same kind of budget, but maybe buy 10 extra sets a year because of the savings you've made. I probably buy as much as 20 or 25 extra sets a year, even with the same budget. My tips is to actually limit the number of themes or sets you buy and set a budget. Most kids and adults alike don't like every set or theme. If you focus on a limited number of sets, you can stretch your money more wisely, complete collections easier, and have achievable collection goals. So really think about what LEGO you actually want to get. Depending on your financial situation, set a reasonable budget. It's important to determine how much you can afford to spend. If it's a serious hobby and you want to not only collect but make MOCs, you'll probably be able to justify a bigger budget. But if you're just getting into it as an adult, then think about how much space you have. Do you want to display, build and then sell on? What's your plan? That will help you set a budget. And quite importantly for parents, what do you think is reasonable to spend as treats or reward chart gifts? Do you mind buying expensive sets for your kids out with birthdays and Christmas? And can you use a desired LEGO set as an incentive for good behaviour, working hard at dance class or karate class? Are the kids struggling with writing or reading? Do you want to encourage certain learning? A cool big LEGO set they really want to have can be an amazing motivator. So again, determine how much you want to spend. So with the themes, if you're a Harry Potter fan for example, but you also like maybe some Friends, City and Ninjago sets, then just stick to these themes only, but prioritise the Harry Potter sets. Don't get distracted by Star Wars or any other themes. And yes, kids will go through phases of things they like, but if you hone down on what their interests are, you can really get more out of your purchases. Save your money and concentrate on only a few themes in your collection, and don't impulse buy sets from other themes just because they go cheap. Especially when a new theme comes along, say like Hidden Side or Monkey Kid. Watch things like Jang Bricks reviews, see what others make of these themes and decide, are you, or if you have kids too, are they interested? Can you squeeze in and afford a whole new theme when you're already buying sets from another range? Do you have the space? One of the best things to do on Amazon is create wish lists. You can make multiple lists, but if you use Amazon for other things, then make a separate one just for Lego. And then what you're going to do is add all the Lego sets that you want to purchase. Make sure they are actually still available from Lego themselves. There's no point adding Star Wars sets from 6 years ago, as their prices will be mental and the algorithm knows they're sought after, so there's no bargains to be had there. For example, the Star Wars AT-ST, I've been tracking it since its release last year, and its standard retail price is £49.99. It has dropped a few times in price, but not below £40 yet. In fact, I've even seen the price go up when demand was very high in May when The Mandalorian was released in the UK, and since then it's a pretty stable price. I've been keeping an eye on this set elsewhere too, of course, and it's the same story at all other retailers. It holds its price. So this set is nowhere near the minimum 20% discount that we are looking for, and the second series of the show is to release in October, therefore interest in the series will peak the price again. Not only that, but the Razor Crest ship comes out soon, and this will keep the algorithm's interest in these sets and it will stay a high price. So what do? I really want this set, but I'm not paying £50. But soon it's the run up to Christmas, so as a collector then yes, I will wait. It's not going to be retired anytime soon, and a new series is going to keep interest going in this set. So if I want to save money, I need to play the long game. I will now hold out for the November sales, which we're all used to, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and this set will be reduced then, and I will buy it hopefully for around £35. If I still can't get it for a good price, I'll hold out for the week after Christmas even, or even the first week of January 2021. Failing that, when this set does come to retirement, which will probably be in 2021 summer, you will see it going cheap for sure, even around 40%, and that is that magic sweet spot time when you can get those great deals. The strategy for Amazon is to play the waiting game. It can be tricky for kids' birthdays, especially if they're asking for a big expensive set and you can't find it for a reasonable price and maybe their birthday is coming close. But if you plan throughout the year, you can usually avoid this and still get a bargain. If you keep big ticket items for birthdays and Christmas only, then you can spread out your budget and buy sets in January, June and August when the earlier sets are cheap. So part 3, how to track prices. Amazon Price Tracker is a great app for this, for keeping an eye on things. You can easily add Lego sets to the tracking list, which is the same as the wish list on Amazon itself, and the app will notify you when the Lego set comes down in price. It is also going to tell you what the previous price was. It's not 100% accurate, but I found over the years that it's pretty good, and it gives you a good understanding of what sort of price drop history a set has had. If you're in the toy aisle in a store, it's a very helpful tool to make a quick decision. Now, if you're really serious about saving money and collecting like I am, then you should definitely use Camel. It doesn't have a mobile app, which is really annoying, but on a regular desktop it's fine. It's very easy to use and you can save a lot of money on a lot of things besides just Lego, of course, but I only really use it for Lego. It is very accurate and tracks way more data points than the Price Tracker app. As I said earlier, you should have your Amazon watch list for Lego, add the sets you want to the Camel tracker and set the dates to track, and it then produces a graph of the prices and the dates where it's been discounted. From this information you can plan your purchases throughout the year. There's loads of videos out there on YouTube, so check out Camel and save money that way. Now, if you're in the US, you should be using the Honey extension on your desktop computer to buy stuff from Amazon. Unfortunately, this isn't on the Amazon mobile app yet, but that could change in the future. It's also not available here in Scotland and around Europe and many other places in the world, but yeah, in the USA, again, check YouTube for other videos on this, but basically you can add the extension to your browser on your computer, and when you get to the checkout on Amazon, it searches for coupons. It's actually very good for lots of different shops, particularly fashion retailers, but occasionally you do get a discount on Lego. Sometimes it's just 4 or 5%, but that's great when you're already buying it at a discount. I use Honey for mainly fashion sites, but in the US this will work on lots of toy retailers selling Lego sets on Amazon. So let's recap. Use the wish list, track the price with an app or manually, or camel, being sensible to stick to certain sets or certain themes and be realistic about budgets. Also spread out purchases throughout the year because you've got those crucial dates around new releases in January, June and August, as this is when the older sets are going cheap. Join the LEGO VIP program and they actually send you all the information on release dates via email. Black Friday can be good, of course, the whole week in fact, and Prime Days throughout November and December, you will see LEGO going cheap, so budget well and only buy what you have on your wish list. My last recommendation for you is to delete anything from your wish list as soon as you've bought it. Stop tracking it, take it off camel, as you'll kick yourself if you see it cheaper a few weeks after you've bought it. So avoid yourself that annoyance, and please, never ever buy a full price set on Amazon again. I'm still finding my feet with YouTube and I really appreciate it if you've made it this far. Let me know if you've had any fantastic bargains. What do you think about Honey, Camel, and of course Amazon too? If you want more money saving tips and all the good stuff, then subscribe to the channel for future content and hit the notifications bell too. Bye!